We're going to move on now with the International Press Review. Nicholas Rushworth back with us for that. Hi there.
Hi to you, Catherine.
You're going to start off with some cartoon takes on our top news story, the Israeli elections.
The Israeli election, and we can go right away to the cartoon in Haaretz, which is left on the political spectrum in Israel. And the cartoon there showing, people in a marketplace clamouring around Netanyahu as he campaigns there. The little placard is saying, "Anyone but Bibi." And of course, this is perhaps to do with summing up this vote for lots of people. Really, Israelis very concerned about the price of products in the market, less than they are about the security issues there. Netanyahu taken aback with that. Let's go to the Jerusalem Post, which is looking at this whole question, perhaps in terms a bit more friendly towards Netanyahu. And it's saying, well, will the real Israel please stand up? Because what's happened as far as the Jerusalem Post is concerned is the country has gone from a sort of height of solidarity and unity 10 months ago in last June, over the murder of 3 teenagers, to what we've seen now, which is an ugly election campaign. That's the Jerusalem Post's take on that. Let me move on to Ynet News, which is the main paper in terms of circulation in the country. Now, it's saying that when Netanyahu had his allies Lapid and Livni by his side, he was perceived as restrained and moderate. But the moment he called for elections and shifted to the right, he lost support. The decline has been spectacular. He was up at one point at 77% before he called the election. He's lost tens of percentage of points during this campaign. And that piece there, a comment piece in Ynet News, is saying what the Israelis want is not a nationalistic leader, not a Slobodan Milosevic look-alike, but a national leader, a statesman.
Okay, some very interesting analysis from the Israeli press themselves. We're going to move on to another of our top stories, talking about those nuclear negotiations over Iran's nuclear programme. Getting very close to that deadline now, aren't they?
Well, a spanner has been thrown in the nuclear works about these negotiations, with the Republicans in the Senate in the United States actually sending a letter to Tehran saying, well, whatever Obama decides, we can bypass it. Let's look at this cartoon in Politico, which is hilarious, showing the Supreme Council of the super grand Ayatollahs with their Death to America mug, if you look carefully, saying, well, what can we make of such a letter? Don't trust the American president. And the main comment there, I know they're the great Satan, these Americans, but these guys are really crazy devils. Let me move on to another couple of cartoons, this time in the Gulf News, looking at negotiations there. Going round in circles, we've got dialogue led by Iran, but also we've got enrichment going on at the same time. Gulf News in the United Arab Emirates. And the third cartoon, which is from Al Hayat, which is the pan-Arab paper based in London. And there you can see, a big fish, a shark almost. And for that paper, it's very much the smaller Gulf states being eaten up by the big Iran, should Iran go nuclear. So that's sort of conveying some of the fear in the region about what a nuclear Iran would mean.
Very interesting to see that through cartoons as well. Let's move away from all of that hard news now, though. I think in honour of the Irish National Day, you've got a little something for us to finish off?
Well, of course, I had to go to the Irish Times, which has got a great piece about 37 ways that you can tell that you're Irish. Which,
apart from your passport.
Well, and you're wearing green, of course, Catherine. So
I'm an imposter.
And of course, one of the ways is, well, do you put green food down your toilet so that you say to your kids, I've got a leprechaun visit overnight?
Do you do this, Stephen?
Do you tell stories about Bono constantly?
Do you?
No, definitely not.
We've never had any on air anyway. That's fabulous.
And so do you want a UN resolution which says that all those people who emigrate from Ireland should not adopt the accent of their country that they go to? So lots of great gags in the Irish Times about St. Patrick's Day.
All right, we'll have a read through that later on. Thanks very much, Nick Rushworth, our International Press Review there.